days into it. Now that you have a bigger sample size, had a scrimmage, how is that defensive line kind of starting to shape out?
You know, honestly, it's been, what, 8 days, and we had our first scrimmage, came back. This is the 3rd day of the next 4-day block. So a couple guys, I think, made some moves, but again, it's always fluid. You know, we reestablished depth almost after every practice at this point, just trying to keep guys aware that you got to bring it every day. It's been good. I still think we're pretty firm at the end with, you know, Randy at the rush and Brendan at the end spot, developing depth behind those guys. I think we mentioned Landon Woodson's had a good camp. Been pleased with where he's coming back from his knee. Been really pleased where he's at. Still just trying to establish more depth behind those two. At tackle, I felt this way. It's going to be by committee. I don't know who that committee is yet. I think Kenny Turnier's had a pretty solid camp. I think Mason's been steady. And then, again, trying to find just the other 3-4 guys that we feel like we can play. But I think that position this year is going to be by committee, maybe more so than last year when it was really those 3 guys, Joey, AJ, and Tristan. So where we're at, we're still trying to figure it out. But I'm pleased. I think guys certainly mentally know the defense better than we did this time 2 weeks ago. And then physically, you know, we're making small gains every day.
So when you say defensive tackle by committee, like 4 or 5 guys, so you're a little bit deeper than last year?
I think we're a little deeper. I think last year I traveled 6, played 3, and that was, you know, we probably played more than that, but not meaningful, you know, snaps. It was more to blow guys. I think this year we'll probably be able to roll 5 and be able to roll them, you know, pretty evenly, because I don't think there's a big difference between the 1s and the 2s or the 2s and the 3s. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we're going to find out, but there's not a lot of separation right now.
How helpful is having that type of depth?
Oh, I think it's great, you know, especially for, again, for what we do defensively. You know, that position requires a ton. It does. Just, I think it's the hard position to play in college. Any football, you know, D tackle, leaning on the guy 600 pounds every snap, straining every snap. So, and for what we do offensively, I think we're going to be in a position, because they score, that, you know, we're going to be in a position where we can go and get after people, and having fresh legs will help us do that.
Noah Hancock will be a part of that rotation.
Yeah, I feel Noah's earned his spot. You know, he came in as a 3 when we talked to you guys a couple weeks ago. He's been running with the 2 some since, not exclusively, but he's earned our trust. Still learning the defense. Most of the guys were really solid the first 2 weeks with our summer installs. As we've added through this camp, you know, you see some of those guys, newer guys, struggle, because it's the first time they've heard it, where the older guys, oh, I remember this from last spring or last year. So some of that's happening, but Noah's doing good. Really eager guy, takes a lot of pride in his work. I've been pleased with how he comes to practice every day.
You talked about how this line is deep, could be deeper than last year's line.
I think it is.
Do you see in ways that the line is different?
Yeah.
I mean, there's strengths and weaknesses.
No, I do. I think we're more athletic. I really do. You know, I think Joey Connors, who I love, and, you know, love everything we got out of Joey last year and would love to coach him again if I had the chance. But Joey would tell you he's not the most athletic guy. You know, he would have told you that. AJ Wooten would probably share the same thing. Now, they were reliable in different ways. They were tough, and they were steady, and they were where they're supposed to be. But I do think we're quicker-footed this year. We're not a whole lot smaller outside of, you know, Tristan was a big guy, but, you know, Cam Good's 300-plus pounds, and Mason's about 300. So I don't think we're a whole lot smaller, but I do think we're more skilled as far as foot fire and just be able to bend. And because of what we do, I think that helps us.
Still waiting to hear about Cam Good?
Yeah, still waiting for Cam Good.
Eligibility?
Yeah, I mean, I guess officially we won't know here until they tell us, but kind of operating like he's one of those 5-6 guys right now. And if we have a decision come down where he can't play, then we'll go from there. But right now I'm repping him like hopefully it'll pass.
Have any of those freshmen sort of the challenge? Any chance those guys contribute this year?
You know, I thought Cutsy, Raymond Cutts, we was starting to make some moves. He's battling through some nicks here the last couple of days that have stunted his development, I think. But he was starting to make a move. Tremont Morris Brash, the last 2 or 3 days of last week started to play fast, stopped thinking so much. I think Dallas Corbett has flashed at times, but those 3 of the freshman class, Keenan Hester and Cam Green are going to be good football players, but, you know, D tackles we're trying to grow, and I think there'll be some physical development for both those guys over the course of a redshirt season probably. But those other 3 are fighting, trying to make the bus.
How has Cam improved since he's come to UCF?
Cam Good or Cam Green?
Good.
Cam Good. Well, man, when he got here, he was so heavy and so out of shape, having that semester off of ball. His conditioning, his basic conditioning is so much better after going through a summer program with our guys, which allows him to play longer. His technique doesn't go to slop when he gets tired. He can play with better technique, and he's reshaped his body. He's 30 pounds lighter, so he can play longer he's more explosive. His feet move better. That's where he's changed the most. It's just his conditioning base and his body. He's always been a twitchy guy. He's always been a guy that had good feet. But when you're stepping over your tongue, it's hard to play fast. And that's what he was doing last spring, stepping on his tongue every day because he was so gassed. Now he can play a little bit. So he's been doing a good job.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Coach.
Thanks a lot as always.